Okay, you guys ready? You ready? Let's talk about how to increase your energy and what true healing really takes so that you can wake up in the morning dancing instead of feeling like panicky or that anxious feeling, or even worse, in pain where you don't even want to get up. Now, I myself am an expert in healing all sorts of physical issues. I've not only healed myself from some really intense back pain, from a lung disease that almost killed me, from chronic fatigue that the doctors said I'd be sick with forever. Well, I showed them wrong. I've also healed loads of people around the world from every type of thing, from loads of different types of back pain, stomach spasms, foot pain, sciatica, womb pain, headaches, all these sorts of weird things. And the reason is because I understand exactly what it takes to heal. Now, a lot of people don't, because it is so woo-woo. Like, it just is. Everything is connected, and that's not just some nice little saying, it's the truth. So I really ask you to suspend your disbelief, because there's a lot of things that we've all been taught about life that just isn't true. But it becomes true because whatever you accept as true is reflected back to you through the people and events in your life. So that's why it can be so hard to change your beliefs and to change things in your life, because, oh my God, you have the proof that life is how it is. You can fill up an entire book that life is how it is for you. But is it exactly like that for every single other person on earth? Right? Obviously not. So that means that it's not ultimately true and only true for you and people who think like you do. So yeah, I know it can be hard sometimes to really deeply believe that you can heal your body and you can change these things, because left, right, and center, you're just seeing so much pain and misery and stories about people being stuck and being sick and all these things. But the truth is, you have the power to heal yourself. Your body is literally designed to heal. I mean, come on, guys. What happened the last time you cut yourself? Look, I have see, look at that little red dot. Do you think? No, you can't even see it. But there's a little red dot on my finger. Okay, I was curling my hair the other week and I burnt my finger really deeply, and it was painful, it sucked, it was horrible. But guess what? It healed. Do I still have a big fucking disgusting gashy wound on my thumb? I don't. Now, why is that? It's because your body is intrinsically designed to heal. All you have to do is get out of its way and create the right environment so that it can heal. For instance, if I had just rubbed dirt in it, never cleaned it, it just wouldn't have healed. It would have gotten infected. If I didn't put coconut oil on it, then it would have been even worse and taken longer to heal. So you have to support yourself through the healing. And as I just said, you have to get out of your own way. Now, what this means when it comes to healing is, because everything is connected in your body, in your mind, in like everything that you are inside is reflected back to you from the outside world. And anything that's making you sick starts in your mind first. Now, your body is an extension of your mind. Okay, your mind lives all throughout your entire being. You can actually think thoughts in your heart space. You can think thoughts in your feet. You just can. It's just a thing. And a lot of people, when they first come to me, they've tried everything. They've been to physiotherapists and chiropractors, or they've gone to the doctors and been told that they have to have surgery to fix what's going on. A lot of them have been told that nothing can be done and they just have to suffer with it and learn how to cope. But I want to tell you, it's just not True, because I know how to take you to the root of the pain of the whatever, like that physical issue you have that's going on in your body, or also the emotional issue, but they're so connected. You'll see in a second. I can take you into the root of the pain and find out the exact emotional reason that is causing the pain. Now, people are so caught up in the idea that we're physical. They're like, oh no, but mine's really physical. Mine's from an injury. It's like, well, yeah, but it only like it's like, what's the difference between, say, you, if yours is from an injury, and somebody else who had the exact same injury, but yet they healed in 2 weeks or 3 months or 6 months, but yet you've got yours months or years later. Okay, so what is the difference between someone who gets an injury but they heal it within a relatively short period of time and somebody who the pain never goes away? Isn't that weird, right? If one person can heal from the one thing and the other person doesn't, it's because of the emotional weak spot that was created in your body through trapped negative memories in your subconscious mind, that where you expect the same negative thing to happen over and over again. It's through patterns where you cannot say no, where you don't know how to say no, where you put yourself out and sacrifice yourself for other people. Or maybe it's just because there was an event that happened when you were a kid, maybe many events, and you got a lot of anger. Maybe you got this fear of abandonment. Maybe you got this belief that you just can't trust people. And this negative energy is toxic, people. It literally gets stuck in your nervous system, in your physical body, and it solidifies. You know how water, you put it in the freezer, what happens? It turns into ice. And then what happens if you went and you put it under a hot heater? It would turn into steam, wouldn't it? It's exactly the same with your emotions. Your emotions will turn into a type of ice, into a stagnant, toxic, sludgy energy. And that is like your rheumatoid arthritis, your, immune system dysfunctions. It's your physical pain. It is your anxiety, your guilt, your shame, your blame. It's the things that drive you to addiction, that drive you to sabotage, that drive you to negative patterns, because your subconscious becomes obsessed with what happened. And it's like on repeat, it's on a loop. It's like you need somebody like me to come in and help you switch off the loop and dissolve, eradicate, and destroy that memory so that you can free yourself from it. And I can tell you, every single time that I go into someone's pain, whether it's sciatica or wound pain or foot pain or emotional pain, like anxiety or just like this underlying bad dread feeling, every time we go into it, you can speak to it. It will literally tell you what is wrong, and it will also tell you how to heal it. But it takes skill. Like I've had, over 10 years of practice in solidly, but even for the 10 years before that, I was still healing people. It was just very random and spontaneous, and it sort of happened accidentally, but it was like through a lot of breathwork methods and stuff that I was doing. So I've always had this understanding of how to heal, especially since I physicalized a lot of my issues, which is exactly what I'm talking about. This is where I had the chronic fatigue that the doctors told me I'd be sick with forever. But guess what? When she handed me that prescription, and some of you will know this story, when I took this prescription off the doctor, and so innocently I said to her, "Oh, how long will I have to take this for?" She looked me deadpan in the face and she went, "Oh, forever. You'll always have this." And I heard a cracking sound, and that was the tiny little face that I had in the medical industry completely dead. Dead, fucking dead. Because I knew that it was temporary. I knew that our bodies were innately designed to heal. And this is probably 15 something, like about 15 years ago now, when I had this experience. And guess what? Because of my determination, because of my pig-headed stubbornness, I said no. And I threw that prescription in the bin. I never took a single one of those sick pills. And I went home and healed myself to full health and energy within 8 months. This is something that I was supposed to still be sick with to this day. Okay? So doctors are the ultimate pessimists, and they don't understand how real healing happens, because I'm not going to go into why, because I don't want to be banned and all that, but I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone on Telegram or something like that to explain to you exactly what is happening. And if you're wondering, well, didn't they go to university? Shouldn't they know? Well, yes, there's a very good reason why they're misinformed about what true healing is. Did you know that healing, let's rephrase that. Did you know that sickness is not the symptom? Okay, so let's say you get a fever. You're like, oh no, you got a fever. That means you're sick. Oh no, got to suppress it, bring the fever down. Well, did you know that your body is smarter than you? Okay, your body is definitely smarter than you, 100% for sure. Your body knows exactly what you need to heal, and that is why you get the fever. So the fever is usually to burn out some sort of toxin, some sort of parasite, something that is just really harming you. And that's why you get sick, generally because of toxins or deficiencies. And so you get this fever come up to try to burn it out. And what do? You fight with your body trying to cool yourself down when you're supposed to embrace the fever, rug up to help your immune system, and let yourself sweat all that mess out. And then you will feel better. The symptoms are not the sickness. The symptoms are your body's natural healing mechanism, healing you from the sickness. Do you see how important this is, and why the medical system is broken, and why it is so important to understand that your body is innately designed to heal? Okay? And now, if you're seeing people get sick left, right, and center, remember that you always attract what you put out, which means what you believe and you expect to happen will happen. Hi, Lana. Great info. Thank you. You're so welcome. Yes, I'm so happy this is helpful for you. It's like, I feel like we all need to be reminded that health is our natural state. Okay? And if you want to be waking up in the morning, literally singing and dancing, and instead of waking up in pain, then you need to be going into the negative emotions in conscious energy work time to face the fear. And through the process, it's a bit of a complicated process, but it's very easy as a client or a student, because you just have to follow along. And a gifted practitioner like me, although to be fair, I don't know many people that can do exactly what I do, but someone like me, I will actually help you to find the root of the pain. So that way, rather than thinking that it's something that needs to be stopped or suppressed, you embrace it. You talk to it. It will talk to you. It will tell you exactly what it needs to heal. It will tell you exactly why it's there. And then you can work on those emotions and energies. And I swear to you that every time I've done this in a session with a client, their pain gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And as we keep going with sessions, it eventually goes away. Things that they might have been stuck with for literally years, 4 years, 7 years, 9 years, told that there was no fix for it, told that they had to be in excruciating pain every day because medicine couldn't fix it. But that's because it's as physical as it is. Your body is energy. It's all energy. Physical is just dense energy. It's just like water, how you put water in the freezer and it turns to ice. You put it under heat and it turns to steam. Okay, your body is just the same thing. It's just like water. And when you put it under grief and stress and guilt and, these negative limiting beliefs about yourself, it sort of turns into ice. It contracts, it gets hard, it gets dense, it gets thick. But then when you thaw yourself out with actual truth of how healthy and powerful you are, when you dissolve those negative blocks, literal ice blocks, right? Those negative blocks in your body, then you expand, you get lighter, you get healthier, you raise in vibration, and you wake up wanting to sing and dance. I can tell you, life is so much better when you do your energy healing work. So Lana says, I always tell my loved ones not to hold things in, the emotions make us sick. Exactly. That's so wise. My oldest daughter and I are very sensitive. When we feel upset, we cannot eat. It's hard. Well, I would say embrace that. Don't think that there's something wrong with you for not being able to eat when you're upset. Our bodies actually need a lot less food than people think. As long as you're taking magnesium as a supplement, because it's the one mineral, like above all, that we really need. As long as you've got magnesium in your system, just have a couple of magnesium pills or powder, then you'll be fine. It doesn't really matter. So just know that your body has a wisdom. If your body isn't wanting to eat when you feel upset, well, trust that. Don't think that there's something wrong with it, because as I just said before, our bodies are a lot smarter than ours. In fact, our bodies guide us and tell us when to slow down. Our bodies tell us what we need, but ever since kids, we've been taught not to listen to ourselves. We've been taught that we're wrong, but we're not wrong. All of the answers for what is best for us comes from within. So my job as a healer is to help you access the truth within you. I help my clients do all sorts of things, from heal their physical pain, but in the process of healing their emotions, their anxiety, their physical pain, did you know that the gateway, the pathway to true healing is to be leaning into your purpose work, into your desires, into your self-care, into the things that actually uplift you and make you feel good about yourself. And then this allows you to heal on deeper levels, because a lot of the blocks in your body, the actual physical, the solid dense energy blocks that have solidified, these, and you can find them in your body, these actual trauma blocks in your body, they are there because you haven't known how to do certain things, like speak up for yourself, or process the anger, or let go of the hurt that's trapped in your subconscious. And once we do, then you have so much more energy to put towards your business and your relationships and your family and the things that matter for you. So this is your reminder, if not your wake-up call, to really remember that your body has a wisdom. Your body knows what you need. It's about listening to your body and not thinking that you're broken. Okay, maybe if you're anxious, maybe you're in a wrong situation. Maybe the anxiety isn't the problem. Maybe you don't need to pop some pill to like turn yourself into a zombie so you can handle it. Maybe you need to remove yourself from the situation. Maybe you're not the problem. Maybe the situation is the problem. Okay, now obviously still, if you're having anxiety, then you have thought patterns that are probably creating the problem at the same time. But that doesn't mean that you still just stick it out in the problem. Sometimes the healing comes from just removing yourself from a situation that doesn't serve you, makes you feel stressed, makes you feel bad. Don't soldier through it. It is a sign that it's not the right thing. Sometimes it can be about changing your attitude, changing the way you see it. And the whole work is about reacting less, really becoming non-reactive, so that it doesn't matter what drama and chaos and bad things are happening without. Inside, you're calm, you're peaceful, you're strong. And this happens through practice, through energy work, through going into your subconscious and releasing those parts of you that are stuck in pain, which we all have. Okay, if you think you don't have like any issue, but yet you don't have every single thing that you desire plus more, then you're in denial and you've got an even bigger problem because you're not self-aware. Okay, and that's okay. We all go through it. We all have it in all areas of our life, all different areas of our life. So be kind to yourself for being human. Okay, we don't all know, but also realize it's not an overnight job. Okay, if you wouldn't expect to rock up and learn a new language in a week or in a month, or maybe even in 6 months, would you? To become fully fluent, it takes time to reprogram yourself, to retrain yourself. So the sooner you start taking it really seriously, where you make it a pretty much daily thing, the sooner your life will change, the sooner you feel healthier, and the sooner you start listening to your body, really listening and talking to your body, listening to your body, trusting that your body knows and isn't wrong, the sooner everything in your life will begin to change. So we've got, I've never been comfortable with doctors really because they tell me about my body, but I know my body better than they ever could. Yeah, you've got it for sure. Seems like simple common sense, right? Yep, but common sense isn't very common. My goal is to be so solid that nothing outside of me can shake me. That's a brilliant goal. And Lana, I can tell that you are absolutely on the right path. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know your situation, but all I can say is it's always about dropping into deeper levels of self trust, realizing that trust is the spiritual path. It is the way. Now, trust doesn't mean naively trusting everyone. That's not what trust is. And the only reason we would naively trust people in the past that hurt us is because we didn't know how to trust ourselves. We didn't know how to trust in a higher power that lives within us, that's guiding us, protecting us, speaking to us, showing us the way. But the way that we get the pathway to our desires and our dreams so we can actually start living in that dream, like that positive state now, is through thinking from trust. If I did trust, what would I do? Well, if I did trust, I wouldn't stay here because I would trust that I can leave and that I'd be okay, for instance, whatever it is. If I did trust, well, I guess I'll go ahead and do that thing I've been resisting because I know that I am good enough. If I did trust, fill in the blank. And that's the way to make the decisions. And that is also the way to healing and health as well. Whew. Okay, I think that's a message that wanted to come through me. If this has helped you, please share. Please tag your friends in the comments. Thank you so much for tagging your friend Lana. You see, people need to know that this stuff exists. Okay, the amount of conflicting negative messages that people have each day, it's enough to bog you down and make you feel like it's hopeless or that it's just really hard. But it doesn't have to be that hard, just consistent. It does have to be consistent. Or even if it's not consistent, you just have to keep coming back to it until it eventually becomes consistent. The inner work, the action work, the listening to yourself, and the trusting yourself. So if this has helped you, please do share because you never know which person literally needs to hear this today and whose life will be changed just from hearing this message. And if not whole life, maybe just their mood, which is really important. So some offerings for you. If you're the type of person that you are ready to heal, if you are ready to wake up feeling great in the morning and you want to get full movement back in your body or full calm and peace inside of yourself so you're not swayed by the chaos and drama outside of you, then apply to be my one-to-one client where I will guide you through energy work, laser coaching, using my own unique process that will teach you how to release the fear and how to stop buying into the fear, how to stop the negative thoughts, the negative mind chatter, how to become a positive force for good so you are unshakable. This is what I do for my clients. If you have physical stuff, absolutely 100% for sure, you need this work 100%. No matter how physical it is, whether it's from an injury or you've got the doctor notes and all the proof saying it's unfixable, I can tell you, try this work. You will be shocked at what's possible. Same as if it's anxiety. People have been told they can't cure anxiety, but I do. It's just a thing. It's so easy. Yes, it does take consistency, but it's just like that water. It's just like that ice block. Every time we do it, it's like getting the blow dryer out. That's no. What sounded? That's better. I think before I sounded like a drowning cat. But it's like your anxiety, your depression, your issues, your up and down emotions. It's like it's a big block of ice, and every time we do a session, it's like getting that hairdryer out there. And we're melting it down and down until it's gone and it turns into steam and you're all happy-go-lucky. You're dancing when you wake up. You're doing yoga, without being in body pain. A lot of my clients, they come to me and they can't actually do yoga, but sometimes it just takes a few sessions before their hips become relaxed, before their body becomes relaxed and they can do yoga again, they can dance again, they feel like singing again. It really is amazing what happens when you do this work. So if this is exciting to you and you are ready to take charge of your health, of your business, of your life, then absolutely send me a message and ask me about one-to-one work. Plus also for all those exact things, I also have an upcoming workshop called Recode Yourself with the Universal Laws for Success, where where I'm teaching you master key beliefs so that you can learn how to actually think from trust, and you can essentially talk yourself into trusting, into action, into doing the things that are actually good for you. This is all about mental magic, where we retrain your mind to become a center of power. So you attract, like through law of attraction, through God, the universe, the divine. So you attract to you what it is you truly desire. Now, this is a journaling and dream weaving visualization workshop. It's coming up next week. It's very soon, and it's very low cost too. So DM me if you want the link for that. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm really excited about this workshop. So it is a really great way to be in my sphere and in my world at an easy, affordable price. And if you're the type of person that does want to go farther, faster, and get those epic, intense results, then definitely one-to-one with me is where the real magic is at. And I don't even think anything else can compare. I mean, I have worked with clients who they've tried so many other coaches, so many other healers, other EFT practitioners, all these sorts of things, and yet they still have their physical issue, their anxiety, and sometimes they even feel worse. And then they come to me and they're like, oh my God, like I finally found something that works. I almost gave up. I'm so glad I didn't. And this is what I live for. Really, really it is. Okay, so Lana says, that sounds amazing. I do need it. It's like our bodies tell us what needs to be healed, like our triggers do. Yep. Triggers are an opportunity to heal. Your trigger just tells you exactly what is there to heal. And it's always an opportunity to step back and realize that this is just you being irrational. Like, because if it's a trigger, then it's a wounding and you're not in your right mind in that spot. And to step back from it, and rather than blaming, because triggers are usually blaming, you take a breath, you breathe through it until the trigger passes. You make a new choice. Now, that's one of the main things actually that I help my clients with is PTSD trauma triggers. I myself had PTSD. I was full of triggers. I was a basket case. I was a mess. But it's through this profound energy work that helped literally save my life from that chronic lung disease that almost killed me. And it figuratively saved my life through healing the deepest pain and this persistent unworthy feeling of shame that just would get me down. And it was so bad, guys. It was so bad. And so that's why I'm so passionate here prattling on about this, because I know what it's like to suffer, and I know what it's like to dig myself out of the darkness and reach into the light and then become unshakable, peaceful, confident, like the past me never even thought was possible, but it is possible. And that's what I want for you too. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing and tagging. I really appreciate you being here. We've got, what just happened to okay, we've got, I try to focus on the solution and not the blame. That's exactly it. You're on the right path, but I think it's good to understand root causes also. I agree, it really is. Yeah, it absolutely is good to understand the root causes. We just want to make sure that we're not focusing on it even a quarter of the time. We want to be focusing mostly on the solution and the beliefs that we want instead of why it's wrong. But yeah, it's absolutely essential. That's actually what we're doing in the Recode Yourself workshop, is we're going to be poking around. I'm going to be teaching you how to balance the finding out why you have the problem with reprogramming your mind so that you can actually start becoming the person who has what you want. Because there is a balance. You absolutely can't just ignore it and just do the positive stuff. Otherwise, you're repressing it. And you can't focus on it all the time. Otherwise, you're just creating it. So it is tricky. There's a lot of paradoxes involved. And I'm going to be sharing a lot about that and shedding light on answering any questions and helping you really strengthen your journaling practice. So rather than creating more problems, you actually reprogram, sink into trust, and create what it is you actually desire. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. Message me with any questions. If you want the links or to work with me one-to-one, I am so looking forward to see which amazing leader says yes, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye, guys. Thank you so much for being here live, and to everyone on the replay. Bye.